In this video, I'm sharing the first 2 days of our 6-day California vacation where we explored Sequoia National Park. We started our journey from Fort Wayne, Indiana, drove about 2 hours to Indianapolis Airport, then flew to Vegas, followed by a connecting flight to Fresno. Our trip was divided into 2 parts, 2 days in Sequoia National Park and 4 days in San Diego. This video is simply a little glimpse of how we spent our first 2 days in Sequoia, what we saw, where we stayed, and the memories we made along the way. If you're planning a trip there someday, I hope seeing our experience gives you a little idea of what it's like. After landing in Fresno, we picked up our rental car at the airport and started the beautiful drive to Three Rivers, where we had booked our stay. The drive from Fresno to Three Rivers takes about an hour and a half, and it becomes more and more scenic as you get closer to the park. Before leaving Fresno, we had dinner and packed enough food for the next 2 days. There are plenty of restaurants in Fresno, so we picked up meals that could easily be reheated later. That was honestly one of the best decisions we made because after spending the entire day hiking, we did not have to think about where to eat. We could simply come back to the lodge, warm up our food, and relax. By the time we reached our lodge, it was almost 10 pm. After a long day of driving and flying, all we wanted to do was sleep. The next morning, we started a little later than planned. If you're visiting Sequoia National Park, I would definitely recommend starting as early as possible. The earlier you arrive, the easier it is to find parking, and you will also avoid most of the traffic on General's Highway. We already had the America, the beautiful annual pass, so we could use the pass holder lane at the entrance. If you don't have one, you can simply buy your park entrance pass at the gate. Our first stop was the iconic Sequoia National Park sign. It's a great place to pull over, take a few photos, and enjoy the beautiful overlook before heading into the park. Our second stop was Tunnel Rock. Tunnel Rock is exactly what its name suggests, a giant granite boulder resting over the road, creating a tunnel that vehicles drive through. It's one of the first iconic sites in the park and a great place to stop for pictures. As we continued driving, we made several stops at the scenic overlooks. There are so many beautiful viewpoints along General's Highway. If you're not in a hurry, I would definitely recommend taking your time, pulling over safely whenever you can, and simply enjoying the mountain views. Sometimes the unexpected stops become your favorite memories. We skipped the visitor center because we already planned our itinerary and downloaded offline maps before arriving. Cell services inside the park is very limited, so having offline maps was really helpful. But if it's your first visit, I would definitely suggest stopping at the visitor center. You can pick up maps, ask the park rangers for current trail conditions, and get information about the free shuttle system. During the busy season, you can park your car and use the shuttle buses to reach popular attractions without worrying about finding parking. We started with our first hike, the Sherman Tree Trail, to see the General Sherman Tree. Standing over 275 feet tall and estimated to be around 2,200 years old, General Sherman is considered the largest tree in the world by volume. No picture can truly prepare you for how enormous it is, and standing beneath it makes you incredibly small. There are 2 popular trail options here. The Sherman Tree Trail is shorter and takes you directly to the tree, and Congress Trail continues beyond General Sherman through a beautiful grove of giant sequoias. It's longer, quieter, and many visitors consider it one of the most peaceful walks in the park. Since we were traveling with our daughter, who has autism, we chose the shorter Sherman Tree Trail. Whenever we travel, we always have to think about what is comfortable for her. We try not to overextend our days because once she becomes too tired, the rest of the day becomes much more challenging. So for our family, the shorter trail was the right choice. Originally, we had also planned to visit Big Tree Trails, which is just 5 to 10 minutes drive from Sherman Tree Trail and 2 minutes walk from Giant Forest Museum Visitor Center. It's an easy boardwalk trail around a beautiful meadow and is especially great for families with children. But after all the travel and hiking, we decided to take it slow instead. One thing we have learned over the years is that we don't have to see everything. We would rather enjoy fewer places peacefully than rush through every attraction just to check it off a list. By late afternoon, we returned to our lodge. I have to say, this was honestly one of my favorite places we have stayed near a national park. The Sequoia Village Lodge is located in Three Rivers, a little farther than some other accommodations near the park entrance, but honestly, it only added about 7 or 8 extra minutes of driving, and we never felt it was inconvenient. In fact, we enjoyed the beautiful drive every single time. There was a gas station nearby, games like Jenga, and a game room for the kids, and just a short walk from our room was a peaceful river. That evening, we walked down to the river, spent some quiet family time there, watched the kids play, came back, watched a movie together, and called it a night. It was the perfect ending to our first day. The next morning, we drove to the Giant Forest Museum. Since it was the weekend, finding parking took a little patience. The main parking lot was full, but there is also an overflow parking area nearby. If you wait for a few minutes, people are constantly leaving, so parking usually becomes available. Near the museum, there are beautiful granite rock formations where we spent some time taking pictures before catching the free shuttle to Moro Rock. Before starting the climb, we ate the sandwiches we had packed from our lodge. Moro Rock is one of Sequoia's most famous viewpoints. It's a huge granite dome with 350 stone steps leading to the top. The climb itself isn't very long, but the views are absolutely breathtaking. I have to admit, I love hiking, but looking down from those narrow staircases definitely made me nervous. Since it was a busy weekend, many people were climbing up while others were climbing down, so we had to stop several times and wait. What normally takes less than an hour ended up taking us about an hour and a half. You can also hike from the Giant Forest Museum to Moro Rock. It's about 2 miles one way. We chose the shuttle because we wanted to save our energy for another hike later that day. After returning to the museum, we picked up our car and drove to the Tocopa Falls Trail. This was easily one of the highlights of our entire trip. The trail is about 3.8 miles round trip with around 630 feet of elevation gain. Many people describe it as a moderate hike, and I completely agree. The trail follows the Marble Fork of the Kaweah River almost the entire way. As you walk, you're surrounded by huge white granite cliffs. These beautiful granite rocks were formed millions of years ago and shaped by glaciers during the Ice Age, which gives this entire valley its incredible landscape. The sound of the river, the massive rocks, and the mountain scenery make every step enjoyable. Many people complete this hike in about 2 hours, but it took us almost 4 hours because we walked slowly, took lots of breaks, enjoyed the views, and did not want to rush. Along the trail, we even spotted a few deer, which made the experience even more special. By the time we reached Tocopa Falls, we felt so accomplished. It was one of those hikes that stay with you long after the trip is over, and it's definitely one I would recommend if you're comfortable with a moderate hike. There were still so many places we wanted to visit. Hospital Rock is another interesting stop where you can see Native American pictographs and learn a little about the area's history. We also wanted to visit Crystal Cave, but unfortunately tickets were already sold out. If visiting the cave is on your list, I would recommend booking your reservation as early as possible because they often sell out during the busy season. Could we have covered more places in 2 days? Probably yes. If you start early every morning and keep moving, you can see much more. But for us, traveling with our daughter means choosing a slower pace. We wanted this vacation to be enjoyable, not exhausting, and I think we made the right decision for our family. The next morning, it was time to leave Sequoia and begin the beautiful drive to San Diego. The drive takes around 5 hours, depending on traffic. As we drove away, I couldn't help but think about how beautiful this park really is. We have been fortunate to visit several national parks, but Sequoia has definitely become one of my favorites. The giant trees, peaceful rivers, incredible granite mountains, wildlife, and unforgettable hikes made this trip truly special. We did not get to do everything on our list, but honestly, that's okay. It simply gives us one more reason to come back someday.